Many years ago, in the countryside of England, there lived a man named Edward. He was not a rich man, but he was kind-hearted and hard-working. Edward lived alone in a small cottage at the edge of the village. His only true companion was a dog he had found as a puppy many years earlier. The dog was called Max. Edward and Max shared everything together. When Edward went to the market, Max walked proudly by his side. When Edward worked in the fields, Max ran joyfully around him. And at night, Max would rest at the door, guarding his master's house. They were more than just man and dog. They were two souls bound by love and loyalty. Life went on peacefully until one stormy evening. Dark clouds covered the sky and heavy rain poured down. Edward had gone to the nearby town to sell some goods, but on his way back, he slipped near the riverbank. The current was strong, and Edward fell into the cold, rushing water. His cries for help echoed through the storm, but no one was near enough to hear him. No one except Max. The faithful dog leapt into the water without hesitation. The river was wild, the waves high, but Max swam with all his strength. He reached Edward, grabbed his coat, and pulled with all the force in his body. Inch by inch, with unshakable determination, Max dragged his master to the shore. Exhausted and trembling, Edward coughed and opened his eyes. The first thing he saw was Max standing over him, soaked and shivering yet proud. From that day forward, Edward's love for his dog grew even deeper. He often said to the villagers, "This dog is not just an animal. He is my savior, my guardian, my truest friend." The villagers admired Max's bravery, and often came just to see the bond between the man and his dog. Years passed and Edward grew old. His hair turned white and his steps became slow, but Max never left his side. He walked with him every morning, watched over him every night, and never allowed loneliness to touch his master's heart. One cold winter, Edward fell ill. He could hardly move, but Max lay beside his bed, refusing to leave. Day and night, the loyal dog stayed close, as if guarding his master from the grip of death itself. One morning, Edward did not wake up. His time in this world had ended. When the villagers came to carry him to his final resting place, Max followed silently. He walked behind his master's coffin, his head lowered, his eyes filled with grief. And when Edward was buried, Max lay upon the grave, refusing to move. Days turned into weeks, but Max never left the spot. The villagers tried to feed him, tried to take him home, but he always returned to the grave. Rain, snow, or sunshine, the faithful dog stayed there waiting. Waiting for the man who had given him love. Waiting for the master who would never return. Eventually, one morning, the villagers found Max lying still upon the grave. His eyes were closed, his body cold, but his face was peaceful. It was as if, in death, he had finally reunited with the master he had been waiting for. The story of Edward and Max spread far and wide. Travelers who passed through the village were told about the dog who had saved his master's life and later chose to guard his grave until his last breath. And to this day, people remember that tale as a reminder that love and loyalty are not limited to human hearts. Sometimes the purest form of devotion comes from a faithful dog.